I'm Bruce McKean. I'm a retired public servant who stumbled into philanthropy, and it's a full-time job. Growing up as a teenager in Victoria, I was very interested in international development and solving the world's problems. My hero was Lester Pearson, so I aspired to join the same ministry that Lester Pearson was a big part of. And I was going to join external affairs, just like Lester. Mental illness and mental health were always on my radar. I was posted in the Canadian Embassy in Bangkok. I was the consular officer, and it was my first exposure to, there are unhappy, sick people out there.
Bruce and his loving wife, Dale, have been central figures in my family's life since we immigrated to Canada over 40 years ago.
We helped them immigrate to Canada, and then eventually they lived with us in Ottawa on Waverley Street. It became a community space. Hundreds, if not thousands of people passed through Waverley House.
My family and I are among many families who have been touched by mental health challenges of a loved one. One of my brothers has suffered from complex mental health and addiction issues for over 30 years. It's been a very devastating and oftentimes traumatic journey. Bruce has been central to seeing this up close.
It was a classic example of how one seriously ill person impacts 50, 100 people. When the opportunity came to maybe do something about it, it was a no-brainer. I am able to work as a philanthropist because I had faith in my son-in-law. I supported him in the early years. Unlike 99% of startups, this one succeeded. And because he did, we have Shopify. As a consequence, an extraordinary amount of money fell into our lap. And my wife and I looked at each other and said, what do we do with this? It was unanimous and immediate, give it away.
The donor and one of his advisors did a tour, and they spent an hour and a half with us. In those situations, you know something's going on. When people stay, and they stay longer and listen, you can tell they're really interested and they're thinking about how to help.
I have met many of the young scientists, and they will be enabled by the facilities and the money and the programs. The new tools for the future will come from CAMH.
I remember when the announcement took place, just the sheer energy in the room, there's this disbelief, like, wait, there's $100 million that's landing on us to do great things and special things and help people. It was really a profoundly impactful moment.
I remember hearing on the radio that someone had made a remarkably substantial contribution to CAMH. A little birdie in our extended family revealed to me that it was Bruce. And I sobbed and sobbed. And then to find out that he made subsequent substantial contributions to CAMH, I mean, there aren't even enough words to describe how touched I am by that gesture.
My wife and I said we would only do things anonymously. But now I've changed. Why is that? The amounts are big enough to make a difference. The issues are big enough to demand attention. And it sort of seems selfish not to stand up and say, this is important and this is why I'm doing it.
It's so important to shine a big, bright spotlight on this overlooked area of healthcare.
We work within the interface between the health system and the criminal justice system, trying to help individuals who are often the most marginalized to move into the community. And investments like this are exactly what we need to be able to do that.
Having it made more public like this not only will be great in and of itself, but it may inspire others to do the same thing, which is something we continue to desperately need.
Bruce's contributions to the area of mental health is so meaningful because it signals to families like mine that we are seen, we are heard, and our challenges are worthy and deserving of support and dignified care.
Today, I'm very proud to announce the Waverley House Secure Care and Recovery Building here at CAMH. I hope that my story and the contributions that we have made will inspire and influence others who see the same challenges that I see and the same challenges that society at large is increasingly seeing.